Donald Trump has warned that Prince Harry will be on his own if Trump is re-elected into office this year. The former president delivered the message at a conference over the weekend where he slammed Joe Biden for being too gracious with the Sussexes during their time in California.
It comes with the news that federal lawyers have defended the country's decision to grant the Duke's visa, despite claims he took drugs in the royals' controversial memoir, Spare.
So for more, we're joined by royal commentator Angela Mollard. Good morning. Hi, Ange. The former president also called out the Prince for betraying the Queen in her final years. What do you make of all this? Should Trump have bigger things on his horizon than Prince Harry?
You would think so, but as we know, he's a fairly splenetic kind of, has an attack at anyone. He's had a go at Meryl Streep, Brad Pitt, anyone that he sees to be left-leaning. And, of course, he's no fan of Meghan. If you remember, she once said, I would move to Canada if he is elected. Of course, she then didn't. She moved to America. But there's no love lost between Trump and the Sussexes. So it's really interesting because it could have huge impact on his ability to live in America.
Okay, splenetic.
Splenetic means, you know, is that a big word for you, Larry?
It's huge. I'm going to try and use it later in the day.
From the spleen. It means angry.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Like venting your spleen.
Yeah, venting your spleen. Good. Thankfully, you have your intelligent sidekick.
I interpret for him on this.
That's right. That's right. Like training wheels. Now, the row over Harry's US visa also continues after his admission of drug use in Spare. Now, Biden's lawyers claim the book is not proof.
This is really interesting.
Can he be kicked out of America for that? He
could be kicked out of America, particularly if Trump comes into power, because Trump obviously has the mandate to look at visa applications. There's a lot of debate going on in America about whether or not, if Trump comes in, Harry could be elbowed out. What's interesting, though, is that the Heritage Foundation, which is bringing this claim and wants to see Harry's immigration papers to see whether he ticked the box, whether he was a drug taker or not. The issue, of course, from Biden's administration, they have said, look, for the book Spare, where Harry talks about using cocaine and using marijuana, they're saying it could be highly embellished. But there is a precedent with this. Nigella Lawson, the celebrity chef, she once talked about the fact that she had used drugs and she had a short-term time when she couldn't go to America. That along the track was she did get permission to go, but it's a major issue in the UK.
And you know what? I wouldn't put anything past Donald Trump. If he gets in, that would be just a...
Yes.
Absolutely.
And suddenly we might find them back in Canada or indeed in Britain because they could be flicked out.
So are you saying you can embellish stories in a memoir to sell it?
Did you, Larry? I've read your book.
There was an asterisk.
I thought there was a bit of hyperbole there. That means...
please stop using big words.
That means talking up then.
Yeah, that's right. I found my book very splenetic.
Meanwhile, there is this video of Meghan Markle cooking some traditional food for the Wellcome Project Foundation. That's come out, but this has come days after she opened a new wing of an animal charity in London via Zoom. Well, what do we think about all
this? I think it's really interesting. They're doing different things, Harry and Meghan. He's doing his Invictus Games. Of course, she accompanied him to Canada for that. But these things are very charity-minded. Now, this is at odds with... So, yes, she was cooking...
Is this old vision?
No, this is from February. So she was cooking with the Afghani refugees in California. We, of course, remember the Grenfell Tower burning in London, and she was very involved with the cookery book. I
think that was her finest moment.
It was beautiful. It was instinctive. It was really... It was absolutely lovely.
In there, she produced a cookbook straight, like with no fuss.
That's right. That's right. And it was beautiful vision at the time. Look, I think the thing about Meghan is she's trying to find a foothold in something that is meaningful. Yet she's trying to be royal, yet she's trying to be a celebrity. And I think this is the difficult thing. So she's getting criticised across the board. I think she needs to settle on what she actually wants to do. And this may be part of it. But when we hear that she's joined up to the biggest celebrity agency in America, then we're wondering what she's going to do with that. Then the new podcast deal. It's fine to have a portfolio career, but there needs to be some synchronicity of endeavour, I think. You need to know what you're doing.
I think she's on a hiding to nothing, no matter what she tries.
Yeah, you're right.
You know.
And she's going to be there on her own when Trump kicks out her husband.
No, she'll have the kids.
Yeah,
the kids will still be there.
Let's move on. You mentioned the Invictus Games. We're talking about Prince William being surprised at the success of the Invictus Games. A little bit of jealousy around that, you reckon?
There's stories coming out about how jealous Prince William was about his brother's success with this, because, of course, this was Harry's brilliant idea. It's 10 years old this year, so the success of it back in 2014, he had the beginning of this idea. It's obviously funded, not by the royals. The royals no longer support it because it doesn't come under the royal umbrella. Look, I imagine William was a bit jealous because it was an amazing event, but Harry himself has spoken about the rivalry between between the two brothers, that the heir and the spare are always at loggerheads about the portfolios and the things that they want to have some mandate over, so, you know, environmental. But you'd hope, at the end of the day, you'd hope William is big enough to think, look at the great work that's being done for soldiers injured in action.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
You're not believing this one, Kylie?
No, I just... Would he be jealous? Like, this is a platform which is giving thousands of former troops a chance to do something amazing. Look, do we really think William is that petty-minded?
I don't think he is that petty-minded. There's a commentary around it, and I think he'd probably be very happy that his brother has his own...
where's this coming from?
It's coming from the UK. It's coming from, actually, Robert Jobson.
Oh.
Yes, so there you go.
Okay.
Who is, as we know, quite a connected commentator. His
When you finish with your Bridget Jones deep dive, can you do a little deep dive into that one?
Anyway, interesting. I know we've run out of time, but still haven't seen Kate or heard anything, and there's lots of rumours swirling that maybe things are
quite serious. That said, we were told we wouldn't see her by Easter, and so I think trying to speculate at what is the issue there. Look, you would have thought you might have seen her driving the kids to school or something like that, something very low key, but we haven't. Let's just hope she's okay.
Thanks, Ange. We'll see you soon.